Good morning, subs. It's your boy Bag in the flesh with a brand new Ramble video. That's right. I am actually putting out content and not neglecting my channel for once. I hope you guys enjoyed Chapter 6. I really liked putting that out a little sooner than I wanted, a little lazier than I wanted. But if you've been following my videos, you know that honestly, so much has changed since I started this like a little bit over a year ago. And even then, there's just been so many different discoveries in the community for lower XP methods and how to do things a certain way and how to just some incredible content that, I thought that was it worth me making YouTube for Bag. And so far looking at it, I think it was. Even though I don't have a ton of content, tons of guides, tons of stuff, things are outdated, I would assume, based on some of the new metas that I'm, calculated and all of that. I'm happy, right? I mean, my goal when I created this channel and any of these videos was basically to put something out there that wasn't Navis. Nothing against Navis, just to put something else out there. I felt like Navis was the known Ultimate Iron Man Level 3 skiller, and his video content is, superior, supreme, high quality, great content. And that was it. It was like nobody else really, right? And so I just wanted to put something out and be consistent about it and track the progression really for myself, kind of for other people to enjoy. And at the time, the UIM community was even smaller. It wasn't as trending, right? It was kind of a little bit more perceived as, a negative thing at that time. But honestly, I have just been slammed. I have been working 70, 75 hours a week, 3 different jobs. I'm working full-time as a software engineer, developer for Salesforce, doing some very high tier rebuilds of products, and not necessarily managing them as a manager, but more so managing the process of the development and the actual product being built, and getting that done and doing that with my own bare hands. And then I've been mentoring. I'm mentoring a couple of boot camps as a paid mentor, supporting new students, new people coming into the industry, desiring to learn how to code. How can they get into this industry, increase their, their annual income, provide for their families, do something that's interesting and challenging and enjoyable to the point where they can potentially even have opportunity like full-time remote like I do. Right now I'm working full-time remote, which is incredible. I'm standing at my incredible autonomous desk, nice setup, very clean, very focused for work, and helping them, just transition them, giving them what I had wanted during that time. So that's something else I'm doing. And then also, last but not least, I'm doing a development consultant contract where I'm helping a large international law firm, well, just legislation law, whatever. There's a bunch of different things there with their product, and doing, helping their team get up to speed with some newer technologies and code reviews, and putting in my own code to help them build features out a little faster, more of a part-time contract-based thing, very good pay. And so with all of that, and having my wife and my 5-year-old, which is the joy of my life, I have been just crazy busy. My entire life is almost down to a Google Calendar. I'm very macro efficient. I've also been putting in the gains in the gym, right? Trying to cut, get buff, bulk, whatever you want to say. That's also been something that I've been working on. That's, a joy and taking up time, more time. And honestly, just RS has suffered for that, right? I mean, my real life priority is always going to be priority. I have a content-filled real life. I don't seek to escape into RS, to escape from building that life. I build that life and work on that life, and then I enjoy and rest with different things, exercise and, gaming, a little bit of Twitch, tuning into different, streamers that I enjoy. Typically when I control F UIM and control F Ultimate, whoever comes up in the old school section for that. And so Insta follow, guys. If you do it, I'll follow you if you're live. But basically I've been doing nothing but growing. And this last year, one of the topics I want to talk about in this time, because we're already rapidly getting to 5 minutes, is I wanted to talk about a number of things. And one of them has just been, what has my experience been the last year of Bag? We're looking at, 6 chapter videos, a couple of, Ramble videos, since I really started playing this account, and what has been my experience outside of the game and in the game. And I have to say, the growth that I measure is based on who I am and where I've been, not by who somebody else is and where they've been and what they're doing now. There's nothing healthy about comparing yourself to others. There is competitiveness that you can have with others, but that can also work against you and demotivate you. And so I've been very intentional in getting my real life in a healthy state, right? You can't truly enjoy life. No matter what you say, people will say, oh, I'm fine. I play 18 hours a day and I'm fine. I'm happy. Yes, you may be happy, but you aren't living life to max potential, right? So real life, in my opinion. And you've seen people like Aubrey and Caleb and just other players that have experienced this realization and manifested even just this into their own goals in game, right? Like Acid Soul. He's a perfect example of taking that break, having a hobby, how to have a consistent mindset, how to become efficient but focus on consistency, how to have a goal, how to have a desire, how to have motivation, and how to have a good support system. And so this last year of BAG has been the best year of my life outside of the game and in the game. Now, I haven't, achieved some crazy goals. I've got, I guess you could say, almost 1,400 total on a level 3 ultimate. I get compliments on my name all the time. Sometimes I thought about making a thread, but I don't know. It just feels a little too boasty on my name, but I like my name. I get a lot of PMs about that, and I get a lot of PMs of motivation from new ultimates, people who are not ultimates but skillers, people who are Ironman skillers, just people in general who will compliment my account, say you're wow, like nice gains, nice whatever. And I get low EHP. I get low gains, but I get gains nonetheless. And during this year, I have grown mainly because, and I'm preaching now, it has been such a journey of understanding real life and understanding the importance of that. You guys, I'm young, but I'm a father. I'm young, but I'm the sole provider and don't live off my mommy and daddy's money. Okay? I haven't had an easy path in health. I've had issues in my health that I've had to work through, and the depression of it, and just the depravity of the mind, right? To suicidal tendencies and things like that are no joke. And people like to laugh about, or when I shit post or when I do something nonchalantly that comes and bites me back later. Those are things that are all things that have grown me more. I've taken a lot of negativity in my life and learned how to harness that into positivity and into growth and into succeeding in my goals. And I'll tell you what, I've succeeded in my goals. This last year with BAG, I have succeeded in far more than one area. And I've done that because of hitting rock bottom. And in my last video, I talked a little bit about that. And just there's so many different things, right? But BAG has been the consistent rock in the game for me. I don't intend to quit RS, even though I have responsibilities, even though I can only play a little bit, even though my mindset is to play 12, 16, 18 hours a day, and that's what I'd enjoy. And I'd love to see the XP counter increase and see the EHP in my CML increase and see myself hitting, records and daily records and weekly records and monthly records and 5-minute records. All of these things that as like goals, like who doesn't want to compete? If you don't want to compete, then you don't have the desire or the excitement, and those things can kind of be demotivating when you realize quickly that how can you compete with somebody who plays 18 hours a day, even 6 hours a day, right? And so this has been something that I've worked on. I'm kind of being inefficient right now as I preach it, but that's something that I've really grown at. And this last year, I've succeeded in almost all the goals that I've set. I've had things where I say, here's what I'm gonna do, here's what I'm gonna do, here's what I'm gonna do, and people are like, stop talking, do it. And I've done it. Like, it's not a matter of what other people think, because who you are and how happy you are and challenging yourself, that's the key to competition. That's the key to being satisfied in everything you do. Being able to go to bed and know you did your best. And I don't look to go to bed and do my best just in RuneScape. I look to go to bed and do my best in everything, right? And that's a pivotal shift that has happened through hitting rock bottom. I think that what I've achieved in this year, it's been great. I've really enjoyed this build. I think a lot of people have missed out on this build. I think people think it's a niche. People think it's not high competition. I would disagree. One, I think it's been really enjoyable to not play alts, and to have a focus and to stick to one thing consistently and feel that growth, right? I mean, with other builds like that are desirable and I have great respect for and they look fun and I want to do them, and that's been kind of a crippling thing for me in the past of staying consistent and putting hours into one investment and getting to those goals through that. Just because I appreciate other people's builds doesn't mean that I need to invest in them. And as I've invested in this build, I found a lot more fun, enjoyment in the challenge and the reward of being an ultimate and being a level 3 skiller specifically, that I don't really have much motivation or desire to play any other account. And that's something that after a year I can say strongly and confidently. And that's something that I didn't have before with any other build, any other account. And you'll see people that have progressed if you've watched them or followed them from the beginning. And you'll see them get all the way to max. And they're like, this is the first time I've ever maxed account and it's an ultimate. The community of Ultimate Iron Man is so strong, so potent, so powerful, so positive, so motivating, so efficient, so kind, so welcoming, so strong that the support system of, Ultimate CC or any Ultimate who's streaming, there's this community aspect that's really strong, and people are excited about each other's goals being achieved. So that's something that's really been beneficial. But I'd say that overall, as this video and this ramble goes on and on as I can, in the real talk, or on the real talk, because this is raw, unfiltered, unedited, there is such an importance in finding happiness and finding meaning and purpose outside of this game, and finding that and getting to a healthy place there has increased my ability to perform in every other aspect that I want to succeed in better, right? And the goals aren't finished. There's always a new goal. There's always something to hit. There's always something to work at. And that's content, right? That's life content. But what I get from focusing on my real life first and then bringing that into the game is I get excitement. I get motivation. I have a desire to max. I've got a 5-year plan, right? And that's something that, most fathers wouldn't say about RuneScape. But that's because there are every little piece of my life is a part of my whole life and my whole life experience. Partially it's traveling. It's my relationship with my wife. My mom came into town and spent the night and babysat, and we did a bunch of stuff, went and saw a movie, stayed at a very fancy hotel for the night, just went in the morning and got breakfast. A relationship there in my marriage. Then there's daddy-daughter dates, right? Like this daddy-daughter date, we went out and got donuts. Well, she ate them. I'm not. I'm off the donuts now. And got her excited about building a Mother's Day card. And we went and did some crafts, and we walked around some fountains and got coffee and just spent time outside and took the dog for a walk and all of that, right? And so that relationship with her, planning Disneyland this year, her first Disneyland trip. Those are things that will always come before this. And it's sad to me that people don't see that as valuable, or don't see that as more valuable of a goal to obtain than 99 rune crafting, than 200 mil all. And I think that, for me, I had to stop trying to be like others and start realizing who I am and what I have and what I need to be thankful for, and how can I still get what I want, and sacrifice in certain areas, right? So sacrificing an RS, sacrificing some time. There was a point where on my OSAT, I was just banging out 99s, 10 in a row, right? But that wasn't a good place for me. That was a bad place for me. An unhealthy place, an unbalanced life. So anyways, that's a lot about that. I've just grown so much, and I'm so thankful for the community of people that have supported me, messaged me. I get messages all the time from random folks who'll say, nice name, nice account, whoa, you know, all that kind of stuff, which is always kind of a good little thing, you know, feels a little bit good, and that's okay. But really realizing who I am versus what others perceive of me, right? In the past, I was just trying so hard to appeal to what other people's perspective of me was in a game, right? You have people who, they will do 200 mil all for other people that they don't know. That's their motivation, is to impress other people, not to have fun, not to challenge themselves, not to find a flow state, not to find an escape, a healthy, you know, enjoyable, relaxing time period of maybe tick manipulation with trance music or whatever it is, or, you know, bossing, whatever it is that you enjoy. I enjoy skilling and crafting methods, right? In most MMOs, that's my favorite part if it's really well done. And RuneScape has done that, right? In my opinion, in a way that other MMOs have lacked at doing. But that realization is so healthy and so powerful. I just wanted to share that, like in a testimony of when you see Bag stats or see me, think about everything that's behind that name, right? All the pain, all of the failure, all of the mistakes, all of the inefficiency, all of the inconsistency, all of the foolishness, all of the struggle in real life going on, all of the challenges of death, of loss, of struggle, of providing for your family, of all the things that I've had to go to get to this. This means more to me than maybe it means to somebody who hasn't had to go through that to get to this, right? Or hasn't yet had to go through that kind of thing. Others have gone through far more extreme situations, right? And appreciating people and appreciating their accounts and appreciating things like a pixel-based game is okay. There's no shame in that. For me, you know, I'm losing out. Like for me, my goal is 114K rune crafting XP a day right now. And I have a counter, you know, every time I hit that 114K, I put the days to 99 down one number and I reset the counter to the current XP to go to get the next 114K. And sometimes I hit it in a day, sometimes I don't. But the point is I have this consistent mindset of what is my goal? My goal is to max. And for the first time, I have a linear, progressive outline that can be done in less than 5 years, honestly, but is my 5-year plan. And that is available to me for the first time in a way that wasn't there before. And so I'm really excited about my account. I'm really excited about progress. I'm really excited about the content I've been working on. I've been working on some small stuff on the side. I've been working on an Ultimate Iron Man playthrough level 3 from the beginning off to even Tutorial Island all the way to like a playable status of now you kind of get to choose what you want to do. I've been working on that pretty actively. I've got some good content there. I followed Hey Gardy's guide. So Hey Gardy put together a Ultimate Iron Man level 3 guide a while ago. He put, he put a lot of hours into it. He collected essentially a lot of data from different ultimates and from his own testings, but mainly from others, and consumed them into a very efficient, now this is the work he did, efficient, practical, step-by-step guide, right? Kind of like the Osiris of ultimates for level 3s. Really well done. And so I've been following that. I had my own guide prior for a long time, which was influenced by Leveler Thrust and Navis and other ultimates that were playing before he came into the scene. And he's more of a main, like he's going for max. He's almost there. He's hitting those goals. So this was more of his contribution to the community. And I've been taking that and kind of taking my own stuff and taking other things and new metas. And as I'm going through that, I've been doing things a little bit different than the guy that I find more efficient or more enjoyable or quick or little things that are just a little more helpful. And I want to put that out so people can literally just watch visually the process of getting to even a playable state, right? Where you can just skill. And it takes a lot of time to get to that. A lot of people underestimate that. So I've been doing that. I've got a lot of clips on Herblore, but it's hard because metas have been changing and I don't like to go try to record content for the sake of recording content. I like to stick to what I feel like doing. And sometimes that's not good content. Like rune crafting, the next video is going to be a lot of rune crafting. But that's what I want to do. That's my goal. As far as progression, as of right now, like I said, it's linear. I'm going through all of the all of the major inventory space skills right now because that is the most efficient method for me, particularly to max, is getting all of those ones that require space, inventory space, done. And at this point, I've finished 75 herb lore, and so I'm at a pretty good point in time to focus on maxing. Now, that maxing grind is no joke for somebody like me, right? But the point is, how did I get to this point? You know, I'm almost 80 based. I've got plenty of 90 plus skills. I've got a couple of 99s. And it's going to be that way all the way to the finish line. But it is progressive at this point in linear. 99 rune crafting, get some GP, you know, finish another 99 that requires inventory space. Then we're going to go to cooking, just bash it out. Way better XP rates than RC, so it should be a lot quicker, though less AFK, but, you know, we can see more strides per day from me. And then, you know, I would do maybe 90 and then do fish combined with it, but I think that I don't want to do fishing and cooking. I want to do just purely 3-tick fishing when I get to fishing. So 99 cooking, get that out of the way so I don't have to worry about inventory space. And smithing. Smithing is the hardest one, I think, for me because I've done steel dart tips, which is much slower but cost, and I've calculated mithril plates to be doable even on a level 3 ultimate by selling, but it is a little bit more intense than even alking, and I think it's going to be a pretty long grind there. But if I can finish those, then I can go to mining. I can do mining, which will hopefully be like 87, 88, I don't know what RC will get me to. And from there, I can take all of that and obtain 110k buckets of sand during that time, which is basically 1/2 of the 99 crafting grind stored, right? So I can do all of those, get all of that done, very linear, 99, 99, 99, 99 in phase 0. And from there, then I can go, okay, well now I don't have to worry about inventory space. You know, I don't have any 99s that are blocking me. So I can go do 5 mil thieving XP at Master Farmer, gain a lot of seeds, gain a lot of stuff that I need for farming contracts. And that's what it's going to be. At that point, at 99 thieving, I can start working on other skills that are inventory space requiring. I can clutter up my inventory again with herbs and with farming ingredients. And I can finish 99 farming while I'm doing that. So tithe, farm runs, right? That's pretty much what it's going to be of those seeds. Then I'll be at that point where it's like, I've got farming cape, but I'll just fish and 3-tick fish while I do more farm runs on those seeds and more contracts. I'll do 99 fishing over near the guild. Then I'll go straight to agility. I'll do 9 levels and farming. And guess what? Since it's not Relica, it's Artie. I can actually easily get back to Artie and easily get back there, especially because I'll have at that point fishing cape and the farming guild cape or farming cape, and I can use those slots since I don't have any skills later to worry about. I can just use those slots, and that's those 399s. And at that point, I should be probably gaining about, I should have at least from cocos and spines and all of the farming contract seeds turning into good herbs and all of that, I should probably have 80 plus herb bank by then, easily. At that point, I will then go do Hunter. So we're talking 99s one at a time right now. And at Hunter, I will do 85 to 99 at Herbie, standard. This is what you do. And that will give me a good amount of herbs. I can add then into my farm runs. I can add in bird house runs because I'll do them since I'm there, as well as giant seaweed runs to get the noted giant seaweed for 99 crafting. At that point, after 99 Hunter, the only 99s I will have left will be crafting, herb lore, and wood cutting, fletching, and construction. So I will be at that point in my account when those 99s are done that it'll basically be, it's time for 200 mil fire making. That's very linear. 99s all the way to 200 mil fire making goal. At that point, I should have 99 crafting stored and like 90 herb lore stored or done. My thought is I could just go right into fire making, and I may, just because, you know, it might be fun to finish off the game with craft and herb lore. 200 mil fire making, I don't even need to get. I will get 99 construction with 150 mil fire making, and I should definitely hit 99 fletching and 99 wood cutting from that. And if I need to mobile redwoods a little bit later on, or just do, you know, AFK it, then great. So I'm pretty much on a clear path to max now. I've worked a lot to get to this point. I've been very inefficient swapping skills to get to this point. I mean, runecrafting, I would do that. GG, folks. So right now I'm working at 114k XP a day, and then I reset. I've got about 55 days until 99 runecrafting is the current goal. If I can finish that, I'll still have like 130 or 40 days in the year to do more of the progression. So I'm hoping I'll get cooking done and either mostly or all of smithing done. If I'm fortunate, I will have, if I have more time, if I can go more hours, depending, like when my contract with the third job ends or frees up, then I can possibly move to finishing mining. That would be a good place for me, considering I've got a 5-year goal right now. I'm totally scuffing right now on RC, by the way. But basically, that would give me everything I need to get to the point where I could probably spend a year. And I really think that in a whole year, I could get the 5 mil thief, the 99 farm, the 99 fish, and the 99 agile. No doubt, possibly even the 99 hunter. And that's with low hours. So, that's the current goal. I hope you guys enjoyed this ramble video. If you guys have any questions, any concerns, anything you're going through that you want to talk with me about, whatever, tips, support, feedback, whatever it is, I'm always open. You can DM me on Twitter, even if I don't like get right to it. I'll look at requests if I'm not following you or whatever, and I'll respond. I'm pretty quick about that. You can also add me on Discord if you want. I hang out in a lot of the different Discord servers, so you can always reach out to me there. Basically, guys, I think we're on a good progression. We've continued to grow. We've continued to stick to our goals and hit consistently through low hours, low XP rates. We've continued to hit our goals, and despite people's disbelief or unbelief or continued impression of lack of change or lack of intention, who cares what they think? We've done it, and I'm doing it, and I'm still going to keep doing it. And I'd like to see more from the community. If you are interested in Ultimate, and you even just have the sly, I don't care if you're max cape, going for 200 mils, all, whatever. Like, you should really try Ultimate. Give it a real try, and then try to go play your old account, and just tell me what your experience has been like. I'm very curious. The community is great. UI and bingo is going on right now. I would have loved to participate in that, but I know that I wouldn't be very much help to any of those teams. But I'm rooting them on, watching their progress, staying in the loop, and enjoying it from pretty closely. So yeah, that's everything for today, I think. Obviously, I'm trying to get shredded at the gym. Yeah, Universal Studios and Disneyland coming up. The money's just getting put in the bank, which is fantastic. The setup at home is incredible. Working remote has been incredible. And I'm very happy. I can't believe that. I've had to often remind myself of my mentality and where I was even 2 years ago. And just think about how I felt, where I was, who I was, what I thought about life, what I thought about others, what I thought about others' perceptions of me. And now look at where I am now, and just realize like there is so much hope for a better life, for a reason to live, for motivation to play games, for motivation to build a real life. And I think, sitting from this perspective, like you really can have it all. That's something that I didn't think was really possible. And now I'm looking at it that way. If you're like me and you're going through some small, consistent gains and you don't get to put in a lot, I'm thinking about starting a Discord server for like people who don't play a lot. It sounds kind of like a weird Discord, but I'm thinking about opening Discord just for like older people, maybe people who are, in real serious relationships, working a lot, play the game when they can. Old vets, I guess, like better players than myself, obviously, probably, people who are, maybe new to the game, but don't have much time and play only on mobile, whatever. I think I might start something like that. So if you're interested, let me know, and maybe I'll create a server like that and put an invite out in the next Ramble video. Yeah, so anyways, thanks for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed it. You have seen my face, and I've got the Viking haircut going right now, which is fun in the gym. You know, the little fancy hat. Yes, I am married. Yeah, I get that all the time. People are like, "You fake marriage," you know. And then they hear my wife's voice and they're like, "Oh, you must have organized that." It cracks me up, man. Just let the banter roll off, even though most of the time people's intentions in their banter is to hurt you. And that's, I guess I'll end with that. People's desires are often mirrored by their own view of themselves. And if they aren't happy and they're miserable and they're living with their parents and they're putting in tons of hours in the game and that's where they're deriving their joy, then they aren't going to see how your life is better than theirs because you may be living a different life than theirs. And they're going to view you negatively. And when you're open and honest about who you are and what you've grown and what you're going through, you're going to get made fun of. And then when you go to have a little fun and shit post, people are going to be right there to nail you or to, you know, hit you with some negative opinion to try to get others to be on board with that. Don't let people who spend time doing that. Don't let people who literally that's what they spend their time doing defeat you. Anyways, the dog's barking. I've got some Amazon shipment coming, so I'm going to go answer that. Thanks for watching, you guys, and I'll see you guys in the next one.